I thank the Mental Health Association of New York for selecting me to be an honoree, along with other distinguished honorees, Harry Carson, Sarah Rainey. I am so excited, as this is so special to me to be recognized for the things that I really feel just had to be done. I mean, as John Mackey used to say, somebody's got to do it. So by raising awareness about the discrimination and the stigma of mental illness, I realize that this is one of the most important issues in today's society. I never was stigmatized by John's illness. I did not hide what was wrong with my husband. And when he was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia in 2001, believe it or not, after all of his strange behavior leading up to that diagnosis, the diagnosis itself was a relief. Because then I knew what was wrong. Then I knew what I had to do to make our life better and to save everything that we had worked for all of our lives. Then also, by not being stigmatized by this, by coming out and saying exactly what was wrong, I began to get questions from other NFL wives about their husbands' strange behaviors. I used to take John back to the Hall of Fame every year. I did everything I could do for him until he could no longer go because it wasn't good for him or for anyone else. But then I noticed at this festivity when the wives were asking me questions, I said, you know, something is wrong with this picture. Here are at least 10 men either showing signs of or who have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's or dementia. And all of them had the same profession in their 20s. And this was just a small elite group of out of 260 who even had the nerve to, who were able to ask me about the questions of what was wrong with my husbands and were their husbands exhibiting the same kind of behavior that would lead to a similar diagnosis. Then I thought, well, what about all of the other retired NFL players, 8,000 or 9,000? So I wrote the letter to then Commissioner Paul Tagliabue, explaining to him what I saw. I didn't have to embellish it. I didn't have to make it any bigger than it was. I had to tell the truth. Hence, the birth of the 88 Plan. Now, one of the best ways that you can help someone with mental illness is by understanding what it is and what it is not. And don't be afraid or reluctant to speak up and to ask for help. With your continued support and generosity, we will bring more awareness and research to help rid our society of the stigma surrounding mental diseases. And ultimately, we will find the cure. Again, I thank everyone who made this honor possible, and I thank you for joining us this evening for such an important cause. Thank you so much.